because not everybody can get that hairstyle. And I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, knotless braids are trending right now. What knotless braid is gonna look right on you? Knotless braids can look good on anybody. But what style is gonna suit you best? It depends. And I'm gonna break it down in this video for you. I'm a YouTuber, a hairstylist, content creator overall. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe because you're gonna love it here. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey faves. I call my people faves because I call myself your favorite content creator. And you guys are also my favorite. We support each other, so hey faves. Now, people who are looking for a boho knotless style, sometimes they're looking for braids and just human hair for the curls. But let me say this, and a lot of braiders are not gonna tell you this. The ends of the hairs for some particular boho knotless styles are not human hair. Those ends are perm rodded with a perm rod. This hairstyle, it has curls in between and then it has curls at the ends. So the curls in between are usually human hair and has one curl pattern. The curls at the ends are usually a different curl pattern, which means that it's probably perm rodded at the ends, which means that they braid the hair, you know, do a little knotless braid, they add human hair pieces, then when they get to the end, they kind of just leave the braiding hair straight. So when they get done with the entire style, they use perm rods to wrap the braiding hair around, dip it in some hot water, and release that braiding hair from the perm rod to create a curl at the end. Not all boho knotless braids are going to have human hair in between and at the ends. Hopefully I broke that down for you guys to understand, because I want to just break that down for you guys so you guys are aware of what you're buying, what you're purchasing. Now, there's nothing wrong with the ends being perm rodded and the rest just being human hair for the curls. It saves time, not gonna lie. Doing all human hair at the ends of the hair, that's gonna take an extra hour or two just to accomplish adding human hair to the ends of braids. So sometimes when you get knotless boho, includes human hair for the curls, but sometimes some braiders use synthetic hair. People are like, what's the difference between synthetic and human hair? First of all, if you're using human hair for the curls in between the braids, you are going to have to maintain that. You're also going to have to maintain it even if it's synthetic, but just in a different way. Is human hair inside the braids for the curls, you're going to have to separate the human hair from the braid and detangle it just like you would a wig. Let me break it down for you. Say you bought a curly wig and you know you got curly hair in and you sleep on it, you don't take the wig off, you sleep on it every night. Let's say you do not brush it, you don't comb it, you don't water it, you don't put any curl pudding, no mousse, no nothing. Imagine how that wig is gonna look in about 3 to 4 days. It's gonna look a mess. So if you have braids with human hair curls on the inside, you would take care of it just like you would a wig or bundles. You're going to separate the curl just like you would your natural hair, detangle it with either leave-in conditioner, you can use mousse, you can use just water depending on how good quality the human hair is, or you can just use like a styling curling pudding, you know, something of the sort, but something also to detangle it, like a comb, a detangling brush, something like that. Now if you're getting synthetic curls added to your knotless braids, you don't have to detangle it with a brush or a comb, depending on if you are getting synthetic hair that is combable. Just like some wigs can add heat to that wig, some of those wigs you just cannot. It just depends on the fibers. So synthetic hairs are a little bit more specific. It just depends on what brand you're buying. So for knotless braids with synthetic curls in between, you just really need to add mousse to each curl and separate them from the braid. I would say every 1 to 2 days. Now if you're doing human hair in between the braids, I would suggest still every 1 to 2 days, but it is more maintenance because you do have to actually put a comb or a brush or a finger to tangle it. The synthetic curls, you can't really like manipulate it as much just because it's synthetic, and once you manipulate it. So for all my girlies who love knotless braids with color, if you're trying to get color for your knotless braids, there's a lot that you need to pay attention to. Keep in mind, I personally right now my real hair is this color, a natural black brown. Let's say I wanted to go for a blonde. If I decide to get blonde knotless braids, my black hair will show through it. The only way it would show less through it is if my braider or I tuck my natural hair underneath the color that I want. So if I get blonde like a 27 or 613, I'm going to have to tuck my natural black hair underneath the braid and like put it behind the braid while I'm braiding so that my black is not sitting on top of my head. I'm going to insert pictures so you guys see exactly what I mean. When you just go ahead and braid and you end up getting like a color like a red or a blonde or a brown, something lighter than your natural hair color, your hair will peek through and it will, you know, it'll have that mixed look. Some people don't like that, but some people don't keep that in mind when they're booking a braider. If you're booking a braider and your braider does not know how to tuck, more than likely your natural hair will be shown and mixed in that braid. And some people don't like that look. Keep that in mind when booking a braid. So if you do want to get a color for knotless braids, you can just make sure that you're getting knotless braids that match the color of your roots. Look at your roots, look at your hair, and just see if you can find braiding hair that matches your color. Also, there's always a way to match your color to your braids. You can always mix colors. It's very, very possible, but it is more time consuming. So some people don't really know the difference between colors. Let me help you out. We'll talk about blondes for now. If you're getting a blonde hair color, I'll show you a picture of where you can tell that there's more 613, which is a platinum that's mixed in between the braids. Now this braid is basically mixed with different browns, blondes into one, you know, braiding hair color. But you can tell that it has more 613, which is platinum. It makes it more white and makes it more bright. So it's more of like a toned blonde. Now for just a 27, that's more of a golder blonde. Some people don't like that look, but people don't understand the difference. So a 27 is more of like a yellowish, goldish color. You're not gonna get like the ashiness or toned color if you have a lot of 27. If you're looking for more of like a whitish blonde, I will definitely go for 613. Mix it in there more than you would 27. You can still use the 27, but just make sure you use more 613 if you're looking for that whitish blonde. Also, circling back to if you have like black hair and you don't want it to show for your braids because you want to get like a color, I definitely recommend or suggest you to get ombre. You can do like a black or brown going into a blonde or any other color that you're trying to do. You can get an ombre going into a ginger, a blonde, a brown, anything really. Purple, blue. There's a whole bunch of colors at the hair store. Now, if you want to do ombre knotless braids boho, keep in mind for this picture, there is ombre braiding hair, of course. So it's going into a brown, into like a lighter blonde. For this, she has two different curls. I know a lot of people probably can't see it, but she has two different curls because they're two different colors. So she has blonde curls inserted, and she also has brown or like blackish brown curls inserted. The blackish brown is more at the top and the blonde is more at the bottom. So there's two different curl colors being used for this style. Keep that in mind. Also, when you're getting knotless braids boho, you can get different patterns. A lot of people don't know what curl pattern they want, but I'll give you a chart. You are getting knotless braids boho. There's different patterns you can choose from, depending on the braider or depending on if you're purchasing the bundles. It's up to you. You can use bundle hair or you can also use bulk human hair. Either way, it's still human hair. One just has a weft on it and one doesn't. The curl patterns, you can get different curls in between your hair. You can get a deep wave, you can get straight, you can get loose wave, you can get all different types of patterns. But if you want a specific one, make sure you ask your braider or look at a chart to see what kind of hair you need to purchase or that you want in between your hair, so that it comes out exactly what you're looking for. Now, a lot of people have been loving the little knotless boho short bob and loving it too. Now, let's get into that because not everybody can get that hairstyle. And I'm gonna tell you why. First things first, a lot of people can't get that hairstyle because if you have long hair and your hair exceeds the length of the bob, your natural hair is gonna be cut, babe. You can't get that style. Or an alternative, if you do want to get a boho knotless braid bob and your hair is longer than the bob, you'll have to barrel roll the ends to keep your ends from being cut, baby. Okay, it's possible. It is just not going to come out like everybody else's. A lot of people who get the knotless braid bob have curls at the end that are usually perm rotted or human hair. So at the ends, if your natural hair exceeds that length of the braid, where is your natural hair gonna go? Are you following me? I tried to explain this to someone else and let her know she couldn't get that style just because this is how it works. My suggestion is to barrel roll at the ends, or if your hair is cut short, then you can go ahead and get that style. You just have to get the bob a little bit longer than your natural hair. If my natural hair is all the way down here, but I want my bob up here, where is the rest of my natural hair gonna go? You get what I'm saying? Now let's get into baby hairs when we're doing knotless braids. Depending on how you like your hairline to look and you know how your hairline is gonna determine how you probably want your baby hairs. No baby hairs at all. Nobody's saying you gotta get some, okay? People are picking out pictures and they're showing their stylist, oh, I want this hairstyle, I want my hair to look just like that. Leaving out a lot of hair up at the front. Let's say I want all this left out, this right here and maybe a sideburn right here. So now my braids are gonna start back here. Stay with me, because I have a lot of baby hair exceeding, you know, the front of my head. Mind you, if I were to just get this all braided up, then this would probably go into the braid and the braid would probably be more closer to the front. So depending on your hairline and what you like, you have to keep that in mind. Also, some of these baby hairs are being flat ironed prior to adding gel and edge control, and some people don't like that. Some people don't want to put a flat iron up to their baby hairs and they're not aware that that's how some of these styles are done. Yes, a lot of these baby hairs that y'all see that are nice and straight and stretched out are done with a mini flat iron, something like this one, and then they're gelled down with either, you know, some type of spray, hairspray, or edge control or gel. That's just that. And when the stylist does that and then you leave looking all cute, just remember, a day or two from now, maybe 3, you'll have to redo those edges depending on what the stylist used. Okay, and let's talk about one last thing before I go. I know those boho knotless braids that look really full to where it's like, looks like a wig or a weave and you can barely see the braids. Yeah, please understand that the stylist is probably using 3 to 4 bundles to create that style. A lot of people are just like, yeah, I want my knotless braids to be really full, really curly, just like I want it to look like weave. Well, okay, think about a wig. If you were to purchase a wig, would you purchase a wig with 1 bundle on it? Absolutely not. You want your wig to look full, so it would have to have at least 3 bundles to look properly, and then maybe a frontal or a closure on top of it. Or even when you do get a sew-in, nobody wants to get a sew-in with two bundles, baby, or maybe just 1. That's just not gonna do. It's gonna be thin. So think about it with your braids as well. If you want your braids to have that full boho style, then you're gonna have to purchase 3 to 4 bundles to create that weave looking boho knotless braid style. I'm just trying to put you guys on so that when y'all are booking the appointments, you're not looking like, what do I do now? You can just come back to this video and say thank you. I think that's really all the tips I have for now. But I think for the next video, I'm gonna do what feed-in braids look best on you. Feed-in braids is a different world, because that's when the forehead starts showing and everything is pulled back and your face is just out. We're gonna get into that next. Please subscribe. Oh, and of course, if you made it this far, comment your city down below. I love when y'all tell me where y'all from, because where are you watching this from? This was great. We'll chat later. Bye.